Yeah, so it was a good day today. I really wasn't supposed to train or anything, but I was at work and around noon I started sort of really visualizing going to the gym for some reason, specifically deadlifts, which happens to me sometimes when I'm listening to music. I get all amped up. So I actually spent a few hours biking around the city I'm in trying to find straps at like a sporting goods store or something, but this place is pretty rural, so there's really not much. So the workout starts, we walk in knowing it's going to be a deadlift day. I start off pulling the 60 kilos, conventional, and I decided to maybe finally get over myself and accept that my sumo pull is just better. Maybe not even in terms of strength, but I think the compromise of feeling that bracing feeling that you do with a conventional stance a little less in sumo, but actually maybe preserving my spine health a little more. They just hurt me a lot less, even though I don't know as many heuristics sort of about cueing and form and stuff. Yeah, I guess here I'm still pulling the 2 plates in a conventional stance. Here we move on to 120 kilos, which is, I'm ashamed to admit, just with all the injuries and shit, is kind of like the working weight, at least when I pull conventional. But I try the sumos and they feel really good. I'm not going for volume or anything, but I'm just trying to get better at thinking about the sumo pull and how to do it safely. You can see here, I think I sort of hunch the shoulders a bit too much at the top, almost like I'm trying to do like a partial row at the top or something, which is a little weird. Yeah, but here we are at 140 kilos, which a few days ago on conventional felt super sketchy, and it pretty much like slipped right out of my hands. But I go for the conventional pull, and it's probably one of the snappiest 140 kilo pulls I've ever done. Yeah, you can see the little smile at the end there. I was really happy with that. And so in a way, I think this is a PR because I don't know that I've actually ever attempted or, allotted time for trying more than 1 rep of 3 plates, which is roughly 140 kilos. So here I decided to go for it. I'd say I just about got it. You can see I actually take a little tiny pause between the first and second rep. But that was actually because my hands were my calluses are all torn open and my hands are super sweaty. That's part of the reason why I really want to get straps. I think my grip strength is just being kind of compromised around the 140 kilo range. But there you go. I set down that second rep really slow, just to try and strengthen that lower back, get better at that. So by now I'm satisfied. I could go home. That was a good workout. But I've only been there for 20 minutes or so. So go back down to 120 kilos. Again, really just trying to focus on form. I think what I got to work on is my hips are rotating inwards pretty intensely. I think it's almost like beyond like a neutral spine. Yeah, feeling boingy. I think I'm hopping there just because I almost felt the onset of pain and I was kind of getting nervous, but it's all good. All right, yeah, so I think this is the last working set I do. Just back down to 100 kilos, and I think I go for a fair bit of volume here, like 8 or 9 reps. Not doing the split grip thing. I'm trying to focus on not bringing my hands too high up, and I was really thinking to myself, trying to open up like a book or whatever. I forgot to think of that cue for all the other sets. And here, whatever that means, I've just heard it said. So I'm just trying to visualize that in addition to knowing that I'm supposed to push with the feet, then hinge. after the hands are a certain height up. Yeah, really just focusing on this idea of like opening up like a book. Yeah, and then we go back on, we're doing rows with 15 kilos on each side. I'm being mindful because my like rear delt has been causing me some trouble. So my pull days for the past 2 or 3 sessions have been very like deliberate and very like lightweight. But I think in the first video on my channel is the only other footage I have of me doing rows, and I'm talking about putting the hands further apart to feel more like a contraction in that upper rear back, as opposed to putting them too far in which case there's some sort of like forearm and like wrist flexion happening. I was only able to get a bit of footage of some other movements. Like I only got footage of one set of doing these like low height like lat pull in things. They're not great. What I normally like doing for lats is those like JPG rows or shit like that, but I feel like that would be a bit too tender on the rear delt. That's been causing me some trouble. So yeah, I think up next here it's just me doing curls, but in between those I did another lat machine after that, wasn't able to record, and then I did lat pull downs with actually just like the classic bar and not like that super juicy like sort of neutral grip one. I did that just like lightweight, like 60 kilos, really slow reps. Here I'm just curling 30 kilos for 14 reps, which I do for 2 sets. And I noted down in my workbook today that I think it's time to go heavier on the curls. Because when I got here like 3 months ago, I could do like 2 sets of 8 and then 1 set of 1 set of 10 of lighter. Now I can do 3 sets with like 30 kilos with like 14 reps. So, yeah. Yeah, pretty content with that. That's like actual just progressive overload happening with the bicep curls. And yeah, I think this is the second last clip. This is just doing hammer curls with the 12s. For whatever reason, I used to really feel hammer curls. But these days, I don't really feel them anymore like I'm supposed to. It is also like the end of the workout, and like my upper back is kind of hurting me a lot. My lower back's kind of sore. My upper back's hurting me because like that injury, and my lower back is just because I just did a lot of volume on the deadlifts. But yeah, here you can see me turning, so I can get kind of a side view of my arm just to even see if like my biceps doing anything. And then here's me in pain doing core.